Brad, product specialist at Kinze, and want to talk about a new feature for model year 25, what we call the RePlant feature. This feature, again, was feedback from you guys in the field that allows the planter to automatically replant an area for you that was below your lower end threshold on your display. So let's walk through how does that work, what does that look like. So I have my blue Vantage tablet in demo mode, and just going to go through a quick new task setup, and I'm going to start planting through the field. Again, a new feature in 25, our split screen mode. You can see other videos to kind of walk you through the dual and split screen operation. But our RePlant feature, this RePlant feature is on by default in the display. Once you update software to the model year 25 version, you have this feature. So how does it work? Where does it live? And how does it work when I'm driving through the field? We go into single screen mode, and we go to our percent to target, or our population percent to target. By default, the lower population in the lower red corner is below 70%. If you're planting through the field, of course, and you, let's say, run out of seed on a row, or you forgot to turn the bulk fill fan on after you've refilled the planter and you're driving through the field and a row alert goes off below 70%, it says, of course, there's no seed coming out of, let's say it's row 2, for example. That is obviously going to mark a red mark on the screen for that row. So in our example, row 2. The RePlant feature, you have a couple options, all right? You know that it has stopped planting, you've stopped, fixed the row, got seed to the row, whatever it may be. You can simply pick up the planter, back up, set the planter down, take off, and row 2 will replant that red streak on the display or in the field. It will do it automatically, and it will replant your target population. Okay. So since the alert right now is set to 70%, anything below 70% is mapped red on the screen. When you replant over top of it, the planter itself will automatically replant that zone. To change that value, because it is adjustable, it's defaulted to 70%, under settings on the right-hand side, you can see up here it says RePlant, your second option down. Of course, it's on by default. You can see it says 70%. You can adjust that value. So we can come into edit, and really we are adjusting the low threshold, which is directly related to your RePlant feature. So if I lowered this down to, let's say, 60%, anything below 60% will show up as red on your map. And again, by driving over top of that area at any time, either during that pass, the next pass, etc., that single row will come on and replant your total population. One thing to think about with the RePlant feature is, let's say you're planting 34,000 population. The alarm in this case that we just set to is 60%. So anytime the planter is less than 60% of your 34,000, it will show up as red. When you come back and replant, it will replant 34,000 in that population. So even if there is some seed there, maybe it was planting exactly half of your 34,000 population, it will come in and plant a full rate over top of it. This also applies to prescription maps as well. So if your rate changes in between that zone of replant, we will automatically make that change, but it'll of course be at the full rate driving through the field. Again, it is adjustable, it's on by default and standard on the model year 25 software. Settings is where the operation lives, or the function lives, to adjust it and fine tune it to your liking. Again, 70% is the factory default that it comes with. And again, back to the plant page, any spot where it shows a red streak, when you drive back over top of that location, that single row or multiple rows, however it works out, will replant a full population to help eliminate a low population area and of course ensure that you have population in all your rows and help with any issues in the field.